by all intents and purposes, I should be live. Let's see. Do we have a live stream that's live currently? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I hope you enjoy my radio singing voice, because I don't know what to do when I don't have anything to talk about yet. Okay, so hello everyone, and welcome to another installment of Translateathon Reading Sprints. Hello Daniela, hello everyone. Hello. Hello. What is everyone reading today? I thought I'd show you first what I've been working on this week. So I finished Unnatural, Volume 3. Sort of hated it. I finished The Promised Neverland, Volume 16. This was a good volume. And I finished Mirka Andolfor's Mercy. And I also kind of hated it. I feel like I can now comfortably say that I love Mirka Andolfo as an artist, but as a storyteller, I can leave her. Like, I can follow projects where she is working specifically as an artist, but her storytelling is not up to par for me. So yeah, those are the things that I have finished. And then I have also been making my way through Daughter in the Dark. But I'm taking a bit of a break from it now because it's like, here's the thing. I like Marina and Sergei Dyachenko's writing, but it's also like their books tend to veer to the nihilistic side. So like you have to be in a certain headspace to be able to like fully enjoy it. So I'm taking a little bit of a break now, and like even if I don't manage to finish it during Translateathon, I can still read it during this month, so it's okay. And today I've decided that I'm going to work on the route. What is perspective? The Route of Ice and Salt, I'm going to work on that. And also I am going to work on Francis by Lopuchin. So yeah, those are the two that I'm going to be working on today. Hello, Rachel. Hello. Hello, Shannon. Hello. I love it. I love emojis. Emojis give me life. And also I love like just being able to use emojis as a shorthand to comment on people's videos, because sometimes it's a lot to comment. So it's nice to like be able to just use a shorthand to get your thoughts and appreciation across to other people. Yeah, Shannon, I'm really excited about the Route of Ice and Salt. There is an introduction in the translated book by Silvia Moreno Garcia, but I am purposefully leaving that for last, because sometimes, even though I think that introductions can work to make the like give context for the book, but I also think that I like reading them after I've read just the text. Yes, Black Sad is like a very easily digestible noir. Like if you like have wanted to try detective noir, that type of story, Black Sad is very is an interesting and good way to get into it, because it's like it plays with those tropes, but sort of like is more soft about it, especially in the first like 2 volumes. Then it starts to kind of amp up the drama of it all. So I think we can start with the first reading sprint. By the way, there is a Translateathon Round for survey that's in the description, in the live stream description. So, and I will also link it on Translateathon Twitter after this stream. But if you want, please be sure to give feedback and fill out the survey, because I love good statistics, and I love feedback in order to make this readathon even better. So it is almost 10 past, like 7 past. So I would say let's go for a nice solid 20-minute sprint. So let's go for a 20-minute sprint. And no. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, share screen. There. And like so. Okay. So let's go for 20 minutes. Okay, first sprint done. And yes, my cat is a menace. Oh, I hope that your cat is having a grand old time and is enjoying themselves. Mine is currently sleeping. Where are you? Here you are. Hello, cat. Hello. This is Hedda. Hedda. Will you say hello? No. She's a little grumpy. So let's let her have her beauty sleep. Beauty sleep. Okay. So I managed 20 pages. Yeah, I love dorky cat beds. So the dorkier the better. Rachel, it's not new, but like previously she didn't use it, and now she started using it again. So it's like there are some cat beds that they start to like resent, and then at some point they start to use them again. It's weird. Like I don't know what goes on in the minds of cats. Sometimes a bed is good, sometimes a bed is not good. 2 chapters, that's good. 15 pages is also good. 12 pages, like even like it like blah, blah, blah. Where are my words? I think like a reading pace has to do very much on the spacing of the text, the font, the actual like prose. For example, the prose in this one is very I don't want to say flowery, but very like old-timey, very descriptive, very poetic, but the margins are very wide and the text is like in a very like small area. So that makes it faster to read, which is interesting because usually this type of language that this book has, I usually read it very slowly. I hope that you finish it today. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Fighting. 5 chapters for 20 pages. That's kind of neat. I love when there are short chapters because it makes you feel so accomplished. Yes, I also find that when for example, N.K. Jemisin, I was really slow with the 5th season when I read that, but then Obelisk Gate and The Stone Sky went on much faster for me because I had already gotten used to her writing style. So yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense. All right, I think next we could go for a little bit of a shorter sprint. Let's see. About 10 minutes. I think we can do 10 minutes. And once again, I urge you to predict how many pages you are going to read. I think that since I read 20 in 10 minutes, 20 pages in 20 minutes, I think I will put down a certain number. And yeah, let's go. All right. Sprint is over. How much did everyone read? I predicted 10 pages and I read 9, which is actually pretty good. I am getting better at predicting things, I think. Pastel Dragons predicted 6. Bookworm Dreams predicted 15. Those are reasonable numbers, I think. Pages, that's good. That's good. I love when that happens, when you have a sort of modest prediction and then there's like a block of text that's just super fast to read. I think 5 pages is like very good, like depending on the prose. Like if you are reading on like a book that has a very like dense writing style, I think any bit of reading is a victory. "13 is a lot. That's like over 1 page a minute. I also have this thing where I have to like enunciate each word in my mind when I'm reading. I know that there are some people who are like, you can read faster if you can stop reading the words. Like, I don't know how that works, but the thing is, like, you need to be able to like read without pronouncing each word, then you are gonna be able to read faster. I can't do that. I have to pronounce every word in my head. And I like doing that. There are also so many words in this book that I didn't know. Like there's this one that's sort of like an old-timey word for domain, but it's written like demesne, like DEMESNE, but it's basically the same as domain, which I don't know how to pronounce that, so I just tried to like word it out like demesne, domain. I don't know, but in context, it's basically the same as domain. Yes, exactly. I don't know how to do that at all. I do it like I've heard that it's more common in like it's more common to suss out the words when you are reading a book that's not in your native language, but I do that in Finnish as well. So, but I also read relative like a lot faster in Finnish. Yeah, it's very Frenchy sounding. Yes. Thank you, context. Thank you. I think. Yes, sub-vocalizing. Like I'm just like sometimes I know the concept, of sub-vocalizing, but I forget the actual word for it. So yes, sub-vocalizing, that is exactly what I meant. Ooh, The Count of Monte Cristo. That is one of my favorite books, actually. Like, it's like because it was written as serialized work of fiction and published in a magazine, it is endlessly readable because each part ends in a cliffhanger, so it's like constantly goading you to read more. And also, it has a lot of dialogue because at one point, Alexandre Dumas was paid per. I think he was paid per like per like dialogue, per like sentence. So he invented characters who would provide witty like comebacks and dialogues, so that he would get paid as much as possible. And then when the publisher changed his terms of payment, he killed off those characters because they were worth nothing to him. Just an interesting aside. I mean, I trip over words all the time. For example, amiable was a word that I didn't know how to pronounce for a long time. And there are others, like in a lot of like fantasy books, like things like scabbard and gelding and stuff that just don't enter don't enter my normal like consciousness when I'm talking in English. So it's like, okay, I guess I need to figure out what this word means. I do this too. And especially if I'm unsure of how the word is pronounced, I go back and reread the sentence and try to sound out the word as perfectly as possible. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I just like, I have to know for future purposes. I also utilize like online dictionaries to figure out how to pronounce words if I'm like stumped. Yeah, the Count of Monte Cristo politics are like really like in the late Napoleon has been ousted, so it's like the I don't remember if it's like the Bourbon Restoration. Anyway, but yeah, if you're unfamiliar with that point in history, in French history, it may be a little like a lot, because Dumas obviously doesn't have to explain a lot of those things, because though when he was writing, those things were in the living memory of his audience. So yeah. But I also think that not knowing the history, because I didn't know a lot either, doesn't really hinder the book's premise or like what's going on. It's just that it might be a little dry at some points when you're inundated with a lot of like history and you're like, okay, how is this relevant? That's actually really interesting that you don't sub-vocalize in English, because I sub-vocalize in Finnish, but like, or do I? I don't know. Maybe I don't. I need to test it out by reading something in Finnish. Okay, I think next up we should go for, let's say, do you think a 15-minute sprint? Would that be okay? I think we should go for a 15-minute sprint. Put down your predictions again. And then we can start. and let's go. All right. I managed 17 pages and I predicted 15, which is actually really good. But I have to admit that at least a part of that was just due to the fact that there are these chapter headers that take up half the page. So, that gives me some leeway, makes me feel a little bit more satisfied with my success, because the book just makes it easy. So how did everyone else do with their reading? How is everyone enjoying their reading in general? Like, are you enjoying what you're reading? Is it going well? Or are you wishing you were reading something else right now? I'll just quickly finish my page. This book is very, I know that one of the main themes of this book is the fear of the other and also sexual repression. But the main character of this book is he puts the rep in repression, Yes. Whoa. Les Mis that is a brick. Like you could lay house foundations with those books. Yay. I really hope that you will finish it. Though, surreal and weird can be fun, but it's sad if you're not enjoying it that much. Yes, that book has Count of Monte Cristo has you have to keep track of so many different events, so many different characters. It's a lot. I commend you for reading it. Oh, I have I have watched the anime of that, or rather, I have watched the first 6 episodes. I really like the anime. Interesting to know that there is some manga as well. I need to check that out. Ah, yes, the Vorkosigan saga. Louis McMaster Bujold represent. Are you reading the Croatian version? I think I saw that on your TBR. Eva, are you still reading The Vegetarian by Han Kang? Because I've heard that the I don't remember who the translator for that one. Are you reading it in a German translation or an English translation, or are you reading something else altogether? Yeah, I mean, I have read Les Mis only the one time, and every time I was reading it, I kept wishing that it was over. So it's like like at some point I was just reading it out of spite. Ah, gotcha. Yes. Oh boy. Um, Next up, I think we could go for another like 15-minute sprint and then do one final like long sprint after that. So yeah, let's go with that. And let us start. All right. Another sprint bites the dust. Yes, Shannon, I was reading out of spite, and it wasn't a very pleasurable experience in the end. Like, I am, like, I like Lamy's adaptations better than I like Lamy's the book. Let me just tell you that. If I ever have to consume that book again, I will just do the Spark Notes version. Let's just put it that way. Huh. So wait, the German translation of The Vegetarian was not done by a German translator? So was it like a Korean translator? Also, I completely forgot to predict my reading, but I read about like 15-ish pages. And this book is weird. Like, so friggin' weird. The sexual repression is a lot, but also the main character just had a wet dream about a rat. Which is bonkers. So if you want to read this book, just be prepared that there is some very interesting content in it. I don't know what to think. I mean, I keep reading it. I'm like, what? I'm almost 60 pages in, just in this 1.5 hours, which is great. But like, this book is so weird. Yes, yes. I'm also wondering because it was kind of like a fever dream. I'm kind of wondering if it was like Dracula disguised as a rat of like the vampire on board the ship. But I'm like, what? What? It's like the way that it is told is kind of like, okay, like, is there a supernatural element, or is this just is there a supernatural element, or is the captain just losing his marbles? Which is like, I like that idea of this like ethereal dreamlike quality of like you like if you are like, there are so many allusions to like Dracula, like, you know, cargo being cargo of dirt and clay being brought over on the ship from Romania, you know, which happened in Dracula as well, and stuff like that. So you can pick points of Dracula that are referenced here, but also like the captain is a little kooky, if you know. But it's interesting. Like, I mean, it's like, even like, it's so weird because the prose is so dense and poetic and like you have to really focus to read it, but it's also like super readable. Like, I'm interested to know what happens. That's ugh. That sounds incredibly unpleasant. Um, like, here's the thing. Like, I personally don't mind weird and even gruesome and despicable content in books. But I also feel like it there needs to be some challenging of it in the narrative. Like when we talk about like authorial intent and authors' freedom to write whatever they want and stuff like that. But we have to also understand that, like, when we are reading the text, we are, first of all, we are not in the author's headspace, seeing exactly the vision that the author has thought about when they wrote the book, but we are bringing ourselves into the text and our own like worldview and such. So like in that way, authorial intent is kind of moot in a sense. I just wish that they're like it doesn't even have to be like be like on the nose challenging of the of that type of narrative, but like do something, challenge it in some way, like make the reader think that this is not condoned in the larger scheme of things, if you know what I mean. Ugh, that's yeah. Eesh. I personally think that for the very last sprint, I'm going to switch on to Francis because I just want to look at pretty pictures. And yeah, I don't even care if I finish it anytime soon, but I just like the art. The art is everything. So I think we could go for a 20-minute sprint for our last one. I mean, sure. But that type of thing doesn't exist only in a communist bureaucracy. Weird, though. I hope it gets explained in some way, or like weird. Okay, 20 minutes of reading starting now. And we are done. How was everyone's reading? I have to say, I'm really loving this. This is like cottagecore Studio Ghibli meets The Craft, but in like a very soft way. It's just so gorgeous. And basically, it's a story about these two young witches who have been basically the leader of the witch clan has nominated each of them as a possible replacement, and they have to duel. And they are also best friends, and it's about this other witch battling with her insecurities and the sort of darkness that looms within her, and it's so cute. It's so cute. I might finish it tonight because I only have that much left to go. So yeah, I think this was a very good reading bout for me, at least. I hope you have also had a very good reading bout, reading sprints in these like 2 hours. Yes, good. It really, like, Count of Monte Cristo really ramps up. Like, it's just a never-ending, like, one-upping of each event. It's great. Good. Yes, I would highly recommend that. Like, I can actually watch if you can, like, see if you can buy the thing. Let's see. Oh yes, at least Book Depository does carry copies of Francis. So if you do want to get your hands on it, it is available to purchase outside of the Kickstarter that I purchased it from. Yay, I'm so happy. Please be sure to fill out the survey if you want to. There, no pressure, but it would really mean a lot. And thank you for joining me on these reading sprints. This has been the first time that I have also hosted reading sprints this way. So it's been really fun for me to also try new things. And there is still tomorrow left, so keep reading, and I will talk to you later, and I will see you in other engagements in the future. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.